Well, Merry Christmas, and in a couple of days, Happy New Year. So I hope all you had a wonderful Christmas, and for those who have yet to open up their presents, have a great time. So, as we all know, Santa has been through and come and gone, and he's sitting at home right now with his boots kicked up, getting ready for 2025 Christmas season. So, as the title of this stream says, is Merry Christmas to me from me is the self-gifting the new trend. I think it's a trend that's already a reality. So I know for me, it's pretty much Christmas 24/7. So to get started, a couple of things that I really wanted to self-gift myself for a long time. I've been sitting on them, been wanting them, looking at them for, sometimes as many years, been looking at them. I says, I better get them before you can't get them anymore. So some things you can are going to start drying up, and some things you can get on a regular basis and stuff like that. So first thing that I got, of course I got it several months ago, is the look of chunky gold. So basically I found a site where you can get the look of chunky gold, but without the price of chunky gold. So during the beginning of NFL season, I watched the NFL Network, and they got a commercial on for Jaxxon. It shows Jaxxon. So they sell gold without the price of the chunky gold. So whatever you want, you can have. Well, you can have the any kind of thickness of chains or bracelets or anything that you want in gold without the price of real gold. So what it is, it's stainless steel, gold plated, and then it has a protective coating on it. So I've got several pieces. As you can see in probably previous live streams, you've seen the big 10 millimeter neck chain. As of recently, I got a new cross with a chain and a bracelet. So going to see how well they hold up over time. They say the protective coating is supposed to make it last a couple of, many years. We're going to find out, because I did have a vintage gold chain that was gold plated, and I wore it for the summer, and the gold plating pretty much wore off of it, where it looks like crap now. So you think it was dirty, but it's not dirty. The gold is completely gone. It completely wore off because it didn't have the modern technology of the protective coatings to keep the gold plating in place. So that's that. So if you're looking for any kind of gold pieces, whatever you want, whatever you can check out Jaxxon. I'm happy customer, so just got to see how long term they last. Will it last 30 years like a real gold piece? Probably not. But if you get 5-10 years out of it, or at least 5 years out of a jewelry piece, that's probably a pretty good goal. Coming up next, last year I bought a bunch of flicker flames, because if you've seen in my past videos, I had a bunch of, I bought some vintage lights, and I redecorated my little laboratory tree that you all seen just a few seconds ago. That one right there, and we got a little mix of incandescent tulip lights. We got of course the classic flicker flames, and then we got a couple of spots of true tone, jewel tone on there. So being that the flicker flames were vintage, who knows how many hours were actually on them, but I had a bunch of them. They get tired. They pretty much gas out. That's really the only thing that really happens to a flicker flame. When it does go out, it pretty much gasses out. So modern technology, they skimp on everything. So I bought a bunch of Satcos. I bought a package of 10 from 1,000 bulbs. And I replaced the ones that were pretty much out. So there was about 4 of them that were out, and I replaced them. And some of them didn't last more than a day, which was kind of surprising. So I figured that, maybe the first bunch that I got in the package of 10, maybe they were bad or something wrong with them when they weren't made right. But believe it or not, in less than a year, I went through all 10. So there's only about 3 left from the original 10 of Satcos. So I says, well, I don't think I'm going to be buying Satcos anytime soon. So I went back to 1,000 bulbs and I bought a whole case of Bulbrights. So we'll see how well the Bulbrights last. And I do have a Bulbright in place working right now because a Satco failed within like a day or 2 or 3 or something like that. It was not very long. So these things I think they're rated at 1,000 hours or something like that. Something ridiculous. It doesn't really matter. They last a long time. So this one right here, this is the new Bulbright. So we'll see how long that little bugger lasts. So got a box of 25, so already down to 24. So we'll see how well they last. But like I said, they were just basically going out within basically a week or a month or so. They weren't lasting long, so that's for sure. Because the other Flicker Flames dated back from the 90s or whatever it was, whatever I had mentioned in the video. They're still working, so don't know. Just that's just the way a lot of things are made today. They're just not made very well anymore. So keeping the self-gifting trend going there, I like, like I said, it's pretty much a 24/7 thing for me. We're going to go back to Christmas lights again, and I found, and several other channels have had the listing for the Vintaglow. So that company, they're trying to reproduce the look of incandescent lights and try and put them in modern LED packages. So unfortunately, by the time I found them, they were all sold out. So I did get on their waiting list for summer of 2025 to check out their mini Christmas lights. So I got a box of clear and colored lights. We're going to compare them with vintage lights that I have, and I'm hoping that they didn't make the sockets grossly oversized. I'd like to convert some of my vintage icicle lights and mini NMMs over to LED and get them going again. But they also, if you look on their website, they're also in development of their own version of the LED to make it look like incandescent C7s and C9. And if you look close at the picture, you can tell that they're trying real hard with the multi tungsten filament look, unlike the modern LED equivalent where they got the flex filament, and what True Tone has is the 2 filament LEDs that are pretty much in a perch like this. So they're trying to do that multi-faceted thing. So they're in development of that. So we'll have to see how well that looks. So I'm on their newsletter, so I'm going to check out their lights when they come back in stock in summertime, and we'll compare how they look. So to compare it, I would have to bring my little mini tree down to pretty much take it apart and show off all the between the True Tones and the new upcoming ones. So instead of monkeying with that tree, because like I said, this tree is vintage, I don't want to be handling it other than getting it down and putting it over there and plugging it in. I don't want to handle it. I don't want to take it apart because it is a 1980s green plastic tree. So it's getting old. You know how well plastic does when it ages. It's not going to fare very well. So I did order another small little set of lights from True Tone because I want to compare their colored lights and their candle glow, blah blah blah. So I did buy 2 packages of True Tone candle glow LEDs. I don't have them, so I want to check them out and stuff like that. And just like when I sampled their little light sets, I did get another box because I couldn't get a box of candle glow in the little, the little tiny 10 box set. So I did get another set of 10 box, and at the time I ordered all this stuff, it was pretty much slim picking, so I couldn't get the red and green wire in candle glow. So I had to buy the colored and then get 2 packages of candle glow. So that's the only way, because I didn't want the green wire. I wanted the vintage look of the red and green. So I'm going to take just a couple out and pop 2 out. I'm going to put 2, of course I have to take the whole box apart pretty much, really, to see which side the plug is on. Well, that's the female end. We got to have the male end. Because I want to compare, between the two, so stuff like that. It's going to make me pull the whole thing out. That's fine. We'll put it back in the box. Well, I'll put it in the back in the box after I'm done with the stream. So we'll put a couple in, just so I can see what they look like. Because I haven't seen the candle glows in person yet. Because many other people have the candle glows in on their channels and stuff like that. But I haven't seen them in person. Of course, I did all the testing of trying to make them flicker free and all that other stuff. So, which I've had successfully done. So that's all in my previous videos. You can check them out if you want to see what they look like. And that's the biggest reason why LED Christmas lights are not direct current is because the current doesn't travel very far in an application like this. I mean, it could be done, but I would just imagine that the wiring of string lights would be so complex that it wouldn't really be feasible to do such a thing. So that's the reason why it's not done. So these companies are getting closer and closer to getting these things, and that's the biggest thing is getting the color right, and 2, cutting down on the flicker and stuff like that. So to me, them jewel tones, they look like an incandescent. I mean, other than the actual filament of the lights. I mean, they tried hard with the thing, but if they can recreate something that looks like the multi supported filament of an incandescent, that would look really authentic. And then getting closer on the color. So pretty much, even in the minis, they got the reds and the oranges pretty much spot on. They still got to work on the green and the blue because it's a little much. I mean, maybe if they put like a filter on the actual filament to cut down on the brightness of them just a little bit, I mean, it would make a huge difference because with the green and the blue, I mean, for me, now I'm not sensitive to the flicker like some people are. I mean, some of them are just flipping anal over it. I was like, all right, already, we get it. You're sensitive. Don't have to freaking drive it and quit beating that dead horse, you know. But if they can get cut down on that harsh color coming out from the filament, because even with the coating, it's still quite harsh. You know, it's not like a tungsten filament. You know, and then comparing the lights of this year from last year, you can tell that they did tinker with the color a little bit. I mean, you ain't gonna see now. I can't show you on camera, especially with webcams, but a real camera would show you there's a little bit of a subtle difference between the greens and the blues. So they work on them every year. They're getting better. I would say probably within the next 10 years, they'll probably have them pretty much spot on. You know, it's just getting feedback from people. I think that's why these little companies are coming to be and stuff like that. So that's pretty cool. So I got my first-hand look at the candle glows. So that's pretty cool. And of course, something like this, if I ever had another tree, I would put them on another little tree. But in this instance, more than likely it won't happen anytime soon. These guys will just stay as test rigs, which is fine with me. And of course, they got the little that vintage tag and stuff like that, which is freaking awesome. So I know True Tone, they're working on more and more of the vintage light era stuff. So I did buy another little thing, which I did make a comment on another channel that they're cool, but they're ridiculously overpriced. So the vintage starlights. So for a piece of air blown, or I should say air bubble polycarbonate, these things are expensive. If you haven't seen these things are, I've never seen anybody, of course I never had them, of people who have these little light covers for these ones are for C7 size. They're supposed to make it look like a vintage light strand. So let's see, which side is that? Which one's the easiest one to get out? Of course, these guys make it hard to get the bulb back out. Come on out without destroying it. There. Whew. That was hard. So I've never dabbled with these things, but like I said, these things are expensive for what they are. So you put the bulb in, and then you're going to screw this whole contraption. Now this is a 3-piece kit, so each one of these has 3 pieces. So you can either do all 3 pieces or 2 pieces. So for me, I spent the money for the whole damn kit. I'm putting it all together. I ain't going to put nothing on the side. It was like, what are you, out of your mind? So this fits over, and this will fit any C7 lamp. And it's just a bulb cover. And then the rest of this stuff just like snaps together. To make it look like a star. That's kind of cool. But like I said, they're pretty pricey for what they are for a piece of plastic. But, you know, you're supporting a small company. So that's kind of cool. So, you know, you got your classic, and then you got this thing. So that's kind of an interesting piece. I thought about putting it on the laboratory tree, but these things are a little bit too big for stuff like that. So I says we'll find a use for them someday. Maybe someday I'll have another little tree in a different, better atmosphere, and we'll recreate that vintage look, because I do like the vintage look. It's always good to have the vintage, at least something vintage, so you can reflect back in the past. And that's basically what Christmas is for me anyway. is the reflection of things that happened in the past, the people who are no longer with you anymore, and stuff like that. So, just a memory of things and stuff like that. And of course, in this household, there's no gifting from one person to another. It's just basically you gift yourself. And me, I'm a professional at gifting myself. So, with that, we went over that, the bulb rights, true tones, blah, blah, blah. Continuing on with the self-gifting and getting things that I've been wanting for a long time. The next thing is, we got some garments. Well, a garment. So I've been after this for a long time. So I've been eyeing these. These are the North Face. This is the Supreme series. So this is a 2018 model. Yeah, it's that old already. And of course, it's metallic silver, because that's my thing. I love metallic, the silver garments and stuff like that. So this is the Supreme series, and of course, there's no retail stores or even online stores that would sell this anymore, because it's new stock, old stock. So it's already come and gone through its paces. So you get this old stuff from eBay. So this is one of them items where, it's pretty much either you can do the auction thing, or you can do it just to pay now and get it, in a couple of days. So being that this is the North Face, and of course a lot of things is counterfeit and stuff like that, you got to go through all that crap and deal with it. And there's many videos on YouTube that let you know the between the counterfeit and this stuff. Like, there's plenty of I'm just going to briefly go over it, but if you look at the logo, the main logo, it should be nice and crisp, nice crisp logo. The zipper should be a YKK zipper. I think this is a YKK zipper. Most of the good garments, they got a YKK zipper. Yeah, this is a YKK zipper. So, you got a decent zipper. The other thing is the, especially on the Supreme series, and this is brand new with tags. The tags are still on it. So, if you went to the ski shop or whoever sells North Face, there's the tags. It's still brand new. I did unwrap it, took it out of the box, blah, blah, blah. And the other thing is the placement of the little red tag on the side seam, and it's got to be so many inches up, blah, 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 where the tag. And then the other thing is the stitching on the cuffs. So the adjustable cuffs, look at the stitching. It should be nice and, of course, this is black. You ain't going to see it, but it should be nice and square and not done by a sloppy person. So that's how you tell that it's authentic. And of course, going through eBay, they got their own little cycle. So they got their own little authenticity bullcrap, which is bullcrap, because I was going to tell you the story, because I did buy another garment just like this that slipped through eBay's authenticity policy. It's like, I wonder who was on the clock when they got this shipment and then shipped it out saying that was authentic. So the seller, they got some kind of weird system where through eBay they want to make sure that they know about all the counterfeiting and stuff like that. So I think when somebody wants to sell an authentic garment, it's got to go through an authenticity center, make sure it's authentic and stuff like that. So that's what happened with this garment. I bought it from the seller. The seller ships it to the authenticity center. They authentic, make sure it's the real deal, just like I specified. They look at the stitching, and there's a set of tags on the inside that's got a hologram on it. They make sure that hologram is legit and the rest of the minor pieces is legit, and then they either pass it or fail it and stuff like that. So I imagine if it failed, it goes back to the shipper and then blah blah blah. So let's see, where's them interior tags? And that's the other thing. They make sure that it's authentic. Somewhere's in the tag. Oh, here they are. They're down here. So down here, if it's an authentic North Face, it's got a holographic tag on here that shows, I think it's a mountain. So if you recognize the holographic tags, stuff like that. So like I said, this is brand new and new stock, old stock, so it's got all the tags on it. So this one still has the original price tag on it. So this one says, I think this was a markdown tag, really, because it's on another one. So this was marked down to $388 and stuff like that. So you can tell it's been around for a while. So now I get to finally cut the tags off, because this has been around for a couple of days. I've been wanting to show this off on the Christmas stream. So believe it or not, I don't think there's anybody watching, because it is Christmas. So I don't expect anybody to watch. So watch a replay later. So then now we can cut the authentic tags off. So, like I was saying, I did buy another garment that I've been eyeing for the longest time, and it is from the North Face, and it is from the Supreme series, and that is the leather version of this. So I did get the leather version of this one, which I've been eyeing for the longest time, and I finally decided to drop the bomb and buy one. And then, so I bought it from the seller. The seller shipped it out, and I get it, and I open up the box, and I take it out of the bag, and I'm like, really? Did I just get effed? So I bought a leather, like I said, I bought a leather version of this one. I bought it in black, all black. So I had two preferences of the color I want. I either wanted, my number one preference was the purple one, or with the black accents. And my second choice was the all black one. They also got red and green. So I had my preference. So with eBay, if you burn down the listing long enough, eventually eBay kind of contacts the seller, say, hey, there's somebody with interest in your item, maybe you want to mark it down a little bit. So they marked it down a little bit, and of course I jumped on it. So bought it, went through the Authenticity Center, which should have never passed at that point, because when I got it, it was a different jacket. So the seller had two jackets, a leather one and a waxed cotton one. So the guy was on a some kind of a trip. I think it was for humanitarian reasons. So his so-called worker shipped the wrong jacket. So I got the waxed cotton one instead of the leather one. And believe me, when I opened that box and opened that bag, I was disappointed and pissed off at the same time. And it made me question eBay's authenticity bullshit. Like, who is the incompetent people? One, because I seen the listing for both. I'm like, who is the incompetent person who can't tell the difference between wax cotton and leather. There's a big difference between the two. I mean, it's like night and day. So as soon as I got it, opened the box, immediately I put a return claim on. So the guy messages me. He says, "Why are you returning the jacket?" And of course, when you do a return claim on eBay, you specify why you're returning it. I says, "The listing says it's not as pictured or as described." I says, "The description is pictured as a leather jacket, or I should say leather parka, to make the term correct. I got a wax cotton one." I was like, "What the hell?" So I think the guy realized that something happened. He says, did somebody send you the wrong jacket by mistake?" I said, "Yes, it did." I was like, "I got the wax jacket one." And then I sent him a picture of the wax cotton one over one of my leather jackets that I got here. I'm like, "Big difference." He's like, "Oh, I'm so sorry, blah, blah, blah." Of course, since I already did the claim through eBay, we couldn't just say, "Well, I'll ship you the wax cotton jacket, you ship me the leather one. I'll ship you the wax cotton one when I get the tracking number for the leather one." Well, he didn't want to do that. I says, I could easily cancel the claim and then we can go from there, but he didn't want to do that. So I had to go through the process and ship it back. So I shipped it back, went back to the authenticity center, got authenticated, and then the other guy got it. So a week has passed by that time. Meanwhile, I'm looking at other sellers just in case the guy says he don't want to be bothered. I already got my money back, no problem. So a week later, the guy messages me. He says, "I got the jacket back, and I am disappointed in my worker for sending you the wrong jacket, but I'm also disappointed in eBay because when they get the description of what the jacket should be, it should have never left the center. It should have went back to the guy who sold the jacket." And I'm like, that just shows you how, you can't really trust anybody, because everybody is just doing the bare minimum, which is the biggest problem in society today. Everybody, except for the elite, they just want to do everything bare minimum. Now, when they get the description of saying you're gonna authentic this particular garment, it should be 100% leather. Now you open up this box to authentize it, or whatever. Of course, my pronunciation sucks today. That it should be a leather garment. Now, when you open the box, open that bag and check it out, yeah, it's got the tags. It's got the interior tags with the holographic gram. It's got the original tags hanging off of it, stuff like that. You can't tell the difference between wax cotton and leather. It should have never passed, but guess what? It did. It got passed. But long story short, went back, got my money back. The guy says a week later, got jacket back. You still want to do business with the leather one. Well, during that time frame, another offer popped up. So I got another leather jacket coming for $70 less than what the original seller that I was going to buy from. And the guy was in shock. He's like, "Are you serious?" I'm like, "Yeah." I says, another seller offered now the jacket that I bought it from was used. Now, I trust a lot of people. A lot of people are very careful with some of their garments. They take care of them, stuff like that. I got a lot of used garments that look brand new. So I didn't have a problem buying a leather garment that was well cared for. You look at the pictures, look good. There's no scratches. There's no, stains. There's no rub marks. It looked like a brand new jacket. I said, well, I'll buy it. But another one, a brand new one, just like this one, brand new with tags for $70 less. Guess what? I jumped on that one. And it also met my criteria goal. I wanted the purple one. So I got the one that I really wanted for $70 less. The guy was flabbergasted and awe. He's like, "Are you serious?" I'm like, "Yeah, another one, brand new with tags for $70 less than what you were offering me." So the guy was disappointed. That says, if all the planets and all the moons aligned and all the stars aligned, we could have been both happy campers. You could have, I could have had a nice leather jacket or a parka, and then you could have had, of course, the money. But it didn't work out that way. So the other reason why I wanted to get these parkas, because one, these are not the tri-climate ones. If you're familiar with a parka, regardless whether it's the North Face or Nike or Columbia or blah blah blah, you're all familiar with the tri-climate. So you either get with tri-climate, they call it tri because one, you can either wear the shell, or you can wear the interior lining, which is just as nice as the shell, or you can wear both of them together to make the tri-climate parka. But I wasn't interested in the tri-climate because I just wanted a nice parka, because I got these nice heated garments, heated hoodies, heated vests. They are awesome. You put a nice parka, a light parka over the top of that, you're going to be as warm as a bug in a rug. You ain't going to have nothing bothering you, that's for sure. So that's why I wanted to jump on to get two of these. The metallic one, because I like the metallic silver look. And of course this one, if you're familiar with this one comes in 3 colors. You get the silver, you get the gold, and you get the rose gold. So I wanted the silver one because that's what I like the best. So, of course, the leather one is still in transit, along with a bunch of other stuff that I got for Christmas to gift myself. Is still in transit. So some stuff is still in transit. So more than likely I'll have to have another live stream to show off that other stuff. So to pretty much start wrapping this particular story up. Of course, you see these little guys. This is something that I just bought on a whim because it come to me for something else I bought that I'm going to show off. I only got 1 out of 3 so far. So when the other 2 things come, plus some accessories for them, I'll have to show them off. So it might be 3 live streams that I'll have to show this off, because a lot of this stuff's not going to come until after the new year. So stuff like that. So I got these little buggers because I thought, I don't know really what they would look like on the future thing that I'm going to do. I said, yeah. As soon as I see them, I said, yeah, they're going to be probably a little bit too big. So I decided to string them up in the lab here to show them off. So these are little Christmas light snow globes. They run off a battery and stuff like that. If you're familiar with fairy lights, they either run out of button cells or AA batteries or AAA batteries and stuff like that. So these are running off 2 rechargeable batteries, and they're meant to run off of 3 volts. They're a 3-volt system. Some of them are 1.5 volts, some are 3, some are 4.5. Depends on what the length is, blah, 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 stuff like that. So I got these running off of batteries because, batteries not including, but I'm not going to run alkaline batteries because batteries are expensive. It's ridiculous. And on top of that, they freaking leak. Brand new batteries, I don't know, you can go in Lowe's, Home Depot, dig around the battery section and maybe look toward the back. You probably see a bunch of batteries leaking in the package. Brand new in package. So I run rechargeables. But I don't run the freaking nickel metal hydride garbage. That is old, antique technology. It has its purpose for extremely low drain devices, not modern lighting technology. I don't know why people are still running nickel metal hydride in high drain applications. You must be out of your mind or just too stubborn to go. I run the lithium cells that act like a alkaline. 1.5 volts. Now I know there's some stuff out there that's got stupid voltage on there, like 1.7, 1.9 volts per cell. If you want to burn out your crap, use that garbage. Get a good lithium battery that acts like a alkaline, but it's a rechargeable lithium. So that's what I'm running in these things. I don't know how long they're going to run. Doesn't really matter because you got rechargeable batteries. So these are the Hixon, Hixon, and these are 3,500 milliwatt hours. I don't know what that equates to rechargeable nickel metal hydride. I would say about maybe 15 to 1,700 milliamp hours, but stuff like that. And then the recharging aspect. I don't know what people are still running, that they're charging their batteries overnight. You should have a decent charger by now. They should charge up in about 2 hours. The stuff is meant to be rapid charged. You're not going to save any time or any money or any longevity, life of these batteries by charging them slow. There is very little evidence or very little benefit to fast charge or slow charge. Basically, when a rechargeable battery leaves the factory, it's already on its deathbed. It's just a matter of time before it gets there. So get a modern charger, because it should not take anything longer than 2 hours to charge up a battery. I have it all here, even with power banks. Get a modern power bank that charges up in 2 hours. Like this one, 5 to 6 hours. Absolutely ridiculous. There's no reason why a modern lithium battery needs to take 5 to 6 hours to charge. I have this earlier in the live stream or a video. These little guys. These things, 20,000 milliamp hour, 2 hours. Not 5 or 6. Get with the technology, people. Of course, something like this could be very easily converted over to USB. That's fine. Here's the problem. You can go out on Amazon and you can get them dummy batteries that you just plug into USB. Well, guess what? I don't trust them things, and from what I see in somebody else's channel, I wouldn't trust it, because all it is a direct wire. They say there's a resistor in there. I doubt it. You'll burn your stuff out. If you're actually plugging that in, you're actually very likely you're pumping in up to either 5 volts or at the very best 4.5. Now, some stuff that you run might be very well capable of handling that type of voltage without burning out, but if it's direct wire, like to an LED, it's not going to live long. Do yourself a favor, do a little DIY. Something like this, you could very easily convert it to USB with the garbage that you got in your house, probably. Like for me, I got probably at least 100 USB cables. Wouldn't take much to just snip the end off, and put a little resistor in there. And very easy to figure it out. I mean, if you got 4.5 volts battery pack, you only need like a 30 ohm resistor. If you got a 2-cell, 100 ohms. If you got 1 cell, 130 ohms to drop 5 volts to whatever voltage you want. Get a half watt resistor. That'll take any variable out. You can either go quarter, half, 3/4 watt, whatever you want. half watt like me, I got half watts. That's all I got. Just throw it in, solar it up, or you can wire tie it, glue it, do whatever you want. Then figure out a way to get the wire out of it. It's very simple. Burn a hole through it, drill a hole through it. Should be very easy to convert a battery-powered system over to USB. If you got a soldering iron, even if you got to go buy one from the hardware store, all you got to do is put 2 wires right on the contacts of the battery. And you can still use the battery compartment as batteries if you want. Very easy to convert. You shouldn't have to support China with their garbage. So, enough with that. So we'll move on to the what more stuff that I gifted to myself. Merry Christmas to me, from me. So it was about Christmas time when I built the Lego TARDIS. So it's been then since I've been playing around with Legos. So I found something really cool on CNN. I just happened to be scrolling past it, and I seen a Lego poinsettia set. I'm like, that's freaking cool. So I actually bought one, and of course, I had to go check it out. I says, what else they got? Anything cool? So I did get a Lego poinsettia set. Not going to build it this year. More than likely, I'll have a bunch of live streams, probably in July. We'll do a little Christmas in July. And, of course, toward the end of next year, on Christmas 2025. And we'll build this little guy along with 2 other sets. So, along with the poinsettia set, I also bought the Lego Christmas tree and the Lego Santa and reindeer. So, for me, to make it authentic, I actually had to buy 3 sets of Santa Claus and reindeer, so you can do all 9 reindeer, because the original set only has 4 reindeer. Well, we all know damn well that Santa Claus does not cruise around with 4 reindeer. He's got 9. So you had to buy 3 sets to make all 9. But I don't have them here. They're in transit, along with the Christmas tree and a few other accessories. So I'll open this box up, because this just come not too long ago, and I got to figure out how to open it. So it looks like you got to push the tabs down, which is easier said than done. So one of the things where you're going to destroy the box, which is kind of sad. I know some of these boxes are ridiculously collectible. So this is modern technology. I mean, modern age, nobody saves anything. Oh, it still works. So here's the Lego poinsettia set. So here's all the bits and pieces. So this is, what is this? 608 pieces. Oh my God. Yeah, there's a lot of little parts in here. So we got all the pedals. Of course, all the bags are numbered. So lots of bags with little parts, and that's why they say choking hazard. Here's some of the flower petals or colored leaves, as in the poinsettia. That looks like the basket pieces and some of the support pieces on the inside. And of course the manual. And of course, yeah, we can download the app there and go buy the app. So we'll have to check that out in the future. So I'm actually surprised they still do the manual thing here, but it says step 1, literally dump out bag 1, and then build from there. So lots of little pieces. So this would be fun to build. So we're building, it looks like the pot. Yes, a 47-year-old man will still play with Legos if it's cool as hell, like this shit is. because I'm still a fan of the Technics series there with trucks and backhoes and front end loaders and bulldozers and cranes and fork trucks and stuff like that. So lots of cool stuff here. Lots of steps. Usually stuff like this shouldn't really take you any more than 4 or 5 hours to build. So that's pretty cool. Got how many steps? 75 steps till you get to the end. It gives you the parts manifest set, but I think you can download the app and build it off your iPad and stuff like that. So for the old school people, we'll still use the manual. For the young kids, they'll build it through their app and stuff like that. So like I said, there's more of these coming, because once you check out one thing, you got to have it all. So like I said, the Christmas tree and Santa and his reindeer times 3 to get additional reindeer. Come on, Lego. You know better that if you're going to make a Santa set, Santa and reindeer, that you need at least 8 at bare minimum. 9, including Rudolph. And you make a set with 4? Come on. So, accessories for that poinsettia. So there is a site on Amazon. I forget the name of it already, but you can light up your poinsettia plant, your Lego poinsettia plant, and the Christmas tree. So I got them accessories coming for the poinsettia and the Christmas tree. So I gotta see what that site was. So I'm gonna go into Amazon. Brick Bling. So if you go on Amazon and you type in Brick Bling, you will see the lighted versions for the poinsettia plant. So let's see. There it is. So Brick Bling light, compatible with Lego Icons poinsettia flower decor, LED lighting, compatible with Lego 10370. No model set. So remember that, people. You're not going to get the Lego model with the light set. So you can see all the little, the basket is lit up, and the brackets of the poinsettia are lit up. So that's pretty cool. And of course, you got to have the accessories for the cool stuff. And then the Christmas tree. Let me find the Christmas tree one. And of course, Brick Bling, they make a lot of accessories for their for the various models of Legos, depending on what you want. You can go check them out. They got a plethora of stuff for Lego stuff. So here is the light kit for the Lego Christmas tree. So very cool stuff. And of course, I wish this stuff was around when I was a kid, when Legos were, of course, for me, pre-Technic. So you had to use your own imagination if you were to build something outside of the box. So with that is the Merry Christmas to Me setup. Perfect timing. That's one of them things on YouTube that you can watch. I guess it's a crackling fire that you can listen to. I'll probably get a copyright strike for it. For showing that. Well, who cares? It's Christmas. I don't care if this video gets monetized. So, with monetization, of course, I check out the YouTube analytics, and there's a lot of people unsubscribe who watch channel that don't subscribe. Meanwhile, my true subscribers, there's not much activity from them. So if you're a new viewer to the channel, make sure you click that like and subscribe and all that other good stuff. Leave a comment and be proactive with the channel. It doesn't cost you anything other than space in your YouTube sidebar for subscribers and stuff like that. And you know, let's grow the channel. We're up to 1,400 and 14, something like that. I don't remember. Doesn't really matter. Stuff like that. So I guess that's about it for this particular live stream. Merry Christmas to me, as self-gifting the new trend. It's not a trend, it's a reality, especially for me in the advent of, you know, Amazon and various other e-commerce places. Christmas is pretty much 24/7 for some people. So with that, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, and we'll see you on the next live stream. So take care.